RSS, RDF Site Summary, Really Simple Syndication, is a web feed that allows users and applications to access updates to websites in a standardized, computer-readable format. Subscribing to RSS feeds can allow a user to keep track of many different websites in a single news aggregator, which constantly monitors websites for new content, removing the need for the user to manually check them. News aggregators, or RSS readers, can be built into a browser, installed on a desktop computer, or installed on a mobile device. Websites usually use RSS feeds to publish frequently updated information, such as blog entries, news headlines, episodes of audio and video series, or for distributing podcasts. An RSS document called feed, or web feed or channel, includes full or summarized text and metadata, like publishing date and author's name. RSS formats are specified using a generic XML file. Although RSS formats have evolved from as early as March 1999, it was between 2005 and 2006 when RSS gained widespread use, and the icon was decided upon by several major web browsers. RSS feed data is presented to users using software called a news aggregator, and the passing of content is called web syndication. Users subscribe to feeds either by entering a feed's URI into the reader or by clicking on the browser's feed icon. URI is a uniform resource identifier, the unique sequence of characters that identifies an abstract or physical resource, such as resources on a web page, mail address, phone number, books, real-world objects such as people and places, concepts. URIs are used to identify anything, blah, blah, blah. The RSS reader checks the user's feed regularly for new information and can automatically download it if that function is enabled. History. The RSS formats were preceded by several attempts at web syndication that did not achieve widespread popularity. The basic idea of restructuring information about websites goes back to as early as 1995 when Ramanathan V. Guha and others in Apple's Advanced Technology Group developed the meta-content framework. Meta-content framework is a specification of content formatting for structuring metadata about websites. RDF, which is Resource Description Framework. Site summary. The first version of RSS was created by Dan Libby and Ramanathan V. Guha at Netscape. It was released in March 1999 for use on the My Netscape .com. Oh wow, I think I need glasses. Portal. This version became known as RSS 0.9. In July 1999, Dan Libby of Netscape produced a new version, RSS 0.91, which simplified the format by removing RDF elements and incorporating elements from Dave Winner's news syndication format. Libby also renamed the format to RDF, from RDF to RSS Rich Site Summary. and outlined further development of the format in a futures document. This would be Netscape's last participation in RSS development for 8 years, as RSS was being embraced by web publishers who wanted their feeds to be used on my.netscape.com and other early RSS portals. Netscape dropped RSS support from mynetscape.com in April 2001 during new owner AOL's restructuring of the company, also removing documentation and tools that supported the format. Two parties emerged to fill the void. With neither Netscape's help nor approval, the RSS Dev Working Group, which was the outgrowth of a fork in the RSS format development, the private, non-commercial working group began with 12 members in 3 countries and was chaired by blah, blah, blah. I need to think of something better to say other than blah, blah, blah. Back to the article. The RSS Dev Working Group and Dave Winner, whose Userland software had published some of the first publishing tools outside Netscape that could read and write RSS. Winner published a modified version of the RSS 0.91 specification on the Userland website, covering how it was being used in his company's product and claimed copyright to the document. A few months later, Userland filed a U.S. trademark registration for RSS, but failed to respond to a USPTO trademark examiner's request, and the request was rejected in December 2001. The RSS Dev Working Group, a project whose members included Aaron Swartz, Guha, and representatives of O'Reilly Media, and moreover, produced RSS 1.0 in December 2000. This new version, which reclaimed the name RDF Site Summary from RSS 0.9, reintroduced support for RDF and added XML namespaces support, adopting elements from standard metadata vocabularies such as Dublin Core, which is a set of 15 main metadata items for describing digital or physical sources. It was the first metadata standard for describing web content. In December 2000, Winner released RSS 0.92, a minor set of changes aside from the introduction of the enclosure element, which permitted audio files to be carried in RSS feeds and helped spark podcasting. He also released drafts of RSS 0.93 and RSS 0.94 that were subsequently withdrawn. In September 2002, Winner released a major new version of the format, RSS 2.0, that redubbed its initials Really Simple Syndication. RSS 2.0 removed the type attribute added in RSS 0.94 draft and added support for namespaces. To preserve backwards compatibility with RSS 0.92, namespace support applies only to other contents included within an RSS 2.0 feed, not the RSS 2.0 elements themselves. Although other standards such as Atom attempt to correct this limitation, RSS feeds are not aggregated with other content often enough to shift the popularity from RSS to other formats having full namespace support. Because neither Winner nor the RSS dev working group had Netscape's involvement, they could not make an official claim on the RSS name or format. This has fueled ongoing controversy in the syndication development community as to which entity was the proper publisher of RSS. One product of that contentious debate was the creation of an alternative syndication format, Atom, that began in June 2003. The Atom syndication format, whose creation was in part motivated by a desire to get a clean start free of the issues surrounding RSS, has been adopted as IETF proposed standard RFC 4287. IETF is the Internet Engineering Task Force. It's a standards organization for the Internet and is responsible for the technical standards that make up the Internet Protocol Suite, TCP/IP. It has no formal membership roster or requirements, and all its participants are volunteers. Back to the article. In July 2003, Winner and Userland Software assigned the copyright of RSS 2.0 specification to Harvard's Berkman Klein Center for Internet and Society, where he had just begun a term as a visiting fellow. At the same time, Winner launched the RSS Advisory Board with Brent Simmons and John Udell, a group whose purpose was to maintain and publish the specification and answer questions about the format. In September 2004, Stephen Horlander created the now ubiquitous RSS icon for use in the Mozilla Firefox browser. In December 2005, the Microsoft Internet Explorer team and Microsoft Outlook team announced on their blogs that they were adopting Firefox's RSS icon. In February 2006, Opera Software followed suit. This effectively made the orange square with white radio waves the industry standard for RSS and Atom feeds, replacing the large variety of icons and text that had been used previously to identify syndication data. In January 2006, Roger Cadenhead relaunched the RSS Advisory Board without Dave Winner's participation, with a stated desire to continue the development of RSS format and resolve ambiguities. In June 2007, the board revised their version of the specification to conform that namespaces may extend core elements with namespace attributes, as Microsoft had done in Internet Explorer 7. According to their view, the difference of interpretation left publishers unsure of whether this was permitted or forbidden. Example: RSS is XML formatted plain text. The RSS format itself is relatively easy to read both by automated processes and by humans alike. An example feed could have contents such as the following. I am not going to read this, but I'm going to pause for a quick moment while we look it over. Okay. Aggregators. So yeah, I think I'm going to stop here.